And I believe that the nation's capital will be a great backdrop for the NFL draft. And so does Events DC because they, uh, Mark Maskey and Nikki Javala, they uncovered. They just went out there and asked, and they got proof and letters and things that were going on that they've been communication between Events DC and also the NFL trying to get the draft down on the mall right around Third and Fourth Street between Jefferson and I think Madison. And I think it'll be a good spot. I was there, like I said, just a couple weekends ago for the barbecue battle. And why wouldn't you want to have NFL draft in the nation's capital? There's been a lot of things here. I understand with all of the controversy with Dan Snyder, you wasn't gonna get much going on. And now with Josh Harris and crew around, and I think it's a possibility. But the NFL likes to do things 2 years prior. I think there's some type of deal with the permits that you can get that they won't let you do that to like a year prior. But for something like the NFL draft, and people will be coming in town, don't you think it's about time they make some type of adjustments or amendments to allow that to work maybe a little sooner, Doc?
Amen. It's just the lead into a Super Bowl, Final Four. Everything big should be showcased with the backdrop of the nation's capital.
Mm-hmm. I remember doing the Super Bowl parade down there on the mall, man.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, it's not a better backdrop, I think. When we were in Nashville, it was outside. They had like all the stuff around it. Detroit this year was nice, but I don't think any of that can compete with what Washington has a chance of giving.
I agree.
And I think by doing that it shows that Washington is doing what they need to do. The NFL is showing them more respect. All of that stuff I would have to believe because at first that we weren't getting anything but negativity.
Didn't deserve it.
Mm-hmm.
And so with this ownership group, the NFL is genius. They support their weaker franchises. They picked Detroit a few years back. Detroit became respectable. They earned it.
Uh-huh.
They rewarded them. And so they don't want deadbeats. They want lively, enterprising investments. And that's exactly what the Harris Group has brought to the table. So let's roll.
Yeah, and I understand, like DC, you start thinking, but hell, no matter where you go, you gotta have security around. All those things need to be there. And hell, security is daily in DC. It's nothing new. You add up a little bit, you put some plain clothes and stuff walking around, and like today, well, I can't talk about that one. You get plain clothes walking around and things of that nature. You it would be good, but I just think that this area should be hosting that type of thing. Whatever. Like the NFL is big, but I understand we got a lot of we got soccer going on now. Soccer is the biggest thing in the world when it comes down to sports. But in the United States of America, it's about football, and I'm talking about not the FUTB. I'm talking about the FOOTB. Okay, it rules here in the United States, and if you have anything that promotes the NFL, you want to have it into the area that's supposed to be the most popular, which is the nation's capital. I think it's a good idea. I'm looking forward to it. I would love to see it hosted here, because I think all of a sudden now I can say something to the rest of the country that, you know what, the respect is back in Washington, D.C.
Amen. Can't get to it fast enough.
Yeah.
And it's already built for it. You've already hit it. Let's just get it done. And I think by them announcing this, I pretty much put your foot on it, as the old folks would say.
Yeah, but the thing about it is it's some hangups, like alcohol normally is not served, but they say they can adjust that. And it would have to be in only one place. Selling merchandise is another thing that you have to worry about because we know one thing. When the NFL shows up, merchandise will show up. They also talk about how big the signs are. So there are things that may hinder, but I think there's nothing that's written in such great stone to where you can't make adjustments. Mm-hmm. Sometimes when you're trying to gain a little bit more and promote things in a certain way, you have to make adjustments. You can't expect everybody to bow down to what you want and not make any type of adjustments or leeways or sacrifice just a little.
B. Mitch, if they're doing business in Vegas, they can squeeze the nation's capital in. Trust me.
Hey, Las Vegas, Nevada, they take all of the positivity and the popularity they can get. They're not complaining about it. But sometimes in our great city, great town here, we have people that like that start to think that they're bigger than everything.
Oh yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah. I bet they want to get in on this one. They'll have their mug all over the NFL.
I mean, I don't think it's just for DC, but I also think the Washington Commanders as well. Because I think whether or not it's DC pushing it or the Commanders are going to get the love for it. Because all of this stuff will be the NFL rules in here. They're going to have Commander stuff around. Mm-hmm. It's not going to just be DC. It's going to be Washington, and then. But like I said earlier, I told if that is said, then immediately everyone's going to say, "Oh yeah, we about to get the team moving back to DC." And it may not mean that, but they're going to start discussing it soon.
Yeah,
it'll
lobby.
Oh man, listen, it's going to be coming there. So, I'm looking at that. I'm trying to look back at that area, but you got the Capitol backdrop. You know what I'm saying? So it will be something nice. I really believe. Will you participate, Doc Walker?
Well, I have to check with Brother Smoot.
Who?
Because wherever Smoot is, I want to be on the other side of the town because it could be some issues.
Why that?
Man, Smoot is hilarious. It's going to be, no, all kidding aside. Yes. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't miss it for the world. There's just certain things you just have to be a part of. Because I remember the last time we had the NBA All-Star game here.
Mm-hmm.
And dude, that was it was a blast. And a lot of those things aren't fit for public consumption, but it was a blast. And I'd love to see that happen again.
Right, I'm gonna read this little paragraph. I was talking about the restrictions that happened there. They said there are restrictions on commercialization along the mall. Merchandise sales are prohibited, and logos of draft sponsors would have to be no larger than a third of the size of the NFL draft logos. Alcohol, while generally prohibited on the mall, may be allowed, but only in area designated by the MPS. Find a way. I mean, if people are gonna be consuming, let them consume, because they'll find a way anyway. There are rules for concessions. To protect the turf, there are weight and height restrictions for temporary structures and event time limits on structures that block light for the grass. Don't understand completely about it. You need so much light because grass, you know what it does? Once you take stuff out, it grows back.
Yeah.
Is that
down in Detroit?
Do we have a special grass or something?
If you worked in Detroit, I think they can squeeze this in.
Yeah,
they got a number of different landing spots.
Yeah, I'm looking at the pictures from Detroit. I was there in Detroit. And listen, I would have to say it went like without any serious situations going on. They have that little, well, we got subways here, but they have the little rail system above ground. You were able to get around. Where we would park almost every time or get picked up by the Ubers and things of that nature. It was in a spot that was close to everything. I just look, man, we've had so many things from Million Man March to, every year you have the inauguration and things of that nature. They can handle this in DC. Yeah. I don't think it would be too big or nothing, but I think that you can make some concessions to be able to get something at this big and this magnitude in this town. It shouldn't be in such that we're gonna, look, we don't have to deal with that. Yes, we do. We need all the stuff we can in this city. This city has been lacking for funds and things like that. You need to bring that into the town. All of these hotels here, they will love it. All of the restaurants that need some uptick, they would love it. Parking, oh hell yeah, they would love it definitely in DC. So I think
Towing,
when you start look,
towing.
well, torn if you don't park right. But if you
Yeah,
look at
well,
the
they got the
you look at the benefits, I think they outweigh the things that could be negative.
it's a no-brainer.
We're gonna definitely talk to Nikki Travala. We're gonna have her join us at 1:00. Talk to Nikki about this because she was the person investigating with Maskey. Nikki they both wrote this article together. And you know, Nick, when she comes with all the information. So I'm looking forward to it. I hope the powers that be and the people that make all these decisions get together and make the right decision. But the question I would start asking to people listening out there, I know we have our chat box. Everybody like to talk on the chat. Can't constantly. I just think the way that you communicate, where you got to put the at and the person name, is a little weird. You know what I'm saying? You should be able to just hit their thing and directly respond to them, but it doesn't work like that.